Hey guys, I'm gonna look at another problem from Free Code Camp. So this one is called truncate a string. I can't say it. I'm sorry. So essentially, what we need to do is we're gonna be given an input, which is a string, and we're gonna be given a limit. That input, the string, we're gonna have to shorten it based on the limit that we got. So for example, we have this long string here and we're only going to be allowed to show the first 8 characters. So, the first thing that I like to do is to really try to understand the problem and then try to come up with an adequate solution. I like to write down on paper my solution and like the steps I'm going to take to get to my solution. This is very important, especially when you're interviewing, because a lot of the time you don't want to just start writing things without communicating with the interviewer, or when you get the job, without communicating with your team on exactly what you're doing, right? So let's look at what I would write down to start solving this problem. So in terms of truncating a string, the first scenario I would like to look at, and this is the first scenario that I looked at, is what if the string is, you know, what if it's not bigger than the limit? So what if we had a string, for example, this one, and it was either 8, which this is 8, right? And the limit that we got was 23. So this string would be smaller than the limit. Well, in that situation, we would just want to return the string, right? So the first part of this is we would check if we even need to I can't say it, truncate the string, and if it's the right size, if it's smaller than the limit or the same size as the limit, then all we need to do is just return the string. Okay, but if that fails, what we would need to do afterwards is to construct a new string, and that new string only goes up to the limit, and for example here 1 2 3 up to 8, and then we stop, and then we put the 3 dots at the end, and then here 1 to 3 up to 11, then we stop, we put the 3 dots. So it goes up to that limit, and then after said limit, what we'll do is we'll add the 3 dots at the end. So I want to break this problem down into 2 parts. Part number 1 would be to check if we even need to truncate, and then if we do, then we just return the string. And then part number 2, constructing the new string if we do need to truncate. So let's get right into it. So first thing I would want to do is create an if statement, and then I would check the string dot length is less than or equal to num, and if that is the case, well, I just want to return the string. Right, so let's run this now. It's gonna fail most of them, but it should pass some of them. And cool, we've passed 2. So in these 2 situations, this is where the string is not bigger than the limit we were given, so we can just return it without it failing. But the other 4 tests are failing, and that's because, for example, in this one, you can see the string is several characters, but we're only allowed 8. So now we want to go to this to the second part of the solution, and that second part is constructing the string. Let's get right into it. Oops. So how we can construct a new string. So what we want to do is we want to construct a new string. We want to start from the beginning point of the string, and then we want to go to where the limit is and just add 3 dots at the end. So a nice, clean, and easy way we can do this is by using the string method substring. So here is the documentation. You should go have a look, have a read if you want to learn more. But essentially, we can pick an index to start on. So for example, here they've picked index 1, which is the second character, and then we can pick to what index we want to go to, and here they've picked index 3, and sorry, not index 3. Here they've picked 3, and it will go to the third character in the list. So yeah, let's look into it then. Let's start. So we will use string dot substring, and then what we want to do is start from 0, because in the question it wants us always to start from the beginning of the string, and then we want to go to the limit. Again, in the question they want us to cut it off at the limit, so let's console.log this. And what do we get? Let's remove this console.log. So if we console.log this, voila, we get the string. So if we return this, it's gonna fail, which is fine. It's gonna fail, and the reason it's gonna fail is because we're not returning the 3 dots at the end. So obviously what we would want to do is add 3 dots at the end. And then by returning those 3 dots, it should pass. So that was the question. We just went through it. Yeah, thank you very much. Have a nice day.